Okay, so the first type of business that ranks in the top SERP positions is the cash-rich market-leading company. This type of company has already been investing huge amounts of money in their mixed channel strategies, including PR. Let's call it the leader. The leaders are the obvious winners in the market when competing for those Google SGE rankings. Unfortunately, the rich will continue to get richer and David will have no chance against Goliath. It's that simple. Because these companies have already invested in developing brand strength and recognition, Google will consider it more credible and subsequently they are more likely to inform Google's SGE results. Now, this is not to say that it is business as usual for these leaders. There are several shifts that must occur if they are to strengthen those entity associations. Firstly, for a very long time, most PR teams have been wearing one hat only. Securing the placement is just about where they consider a job well done. For whatever reason, in spite of their critical role in delivering SEO performance, they have managed to evade their responsibility for SEO performance. In simple terms, I am yet to see a PR professional being measured against SEO performance. However, with the shift towards an SGE experience, the role of the PR team shifts as well. Now, the aim of the game is that in addition to those placements secured, creating those entity associations becomes super important as well. In brief, PR teams cannot continue to be measured against securing placements exclusively. A more strategic approach will become critical, designed around the ideal entities associated with the brand. That will of course make the task of the PR team more challenging. After all, it's already hard enough and expensive to secure those placements. But trying to control the narrative, including keywords, phrases, themes, and so on within those placements, well, that will be a new level of challenging. Secondly, with the role of SEOs being commodified, PR teams will now become the de facto SEO team, which means that the KPIs PR teams are being assessed against must extend to incorporating its direct impact on organic traffic and rankings within the SGE snapshot. I know, PR people will hate it. However, the reality is that PR cannot run forever from the responsibility for SEO performance. Thirdly, the PR function will also shift focus to securing placements within highly credible sources for their own team of writers. After all, as I mentioned, developing credibility for these writers is as important as developing brand credibility in the niche. Finally, there is one more aspect that leaders will not often consider in their Google SGE ranking efforts. Discussing this next factor is an entire course in itself, but let's try to summarize it very quickly. You see, as you invest in developing the credibility of your writers in the niche, another challenge comes up. Suddenly, the value of these writers develops well beyond the copy they produce. Hence, the value of leadership and culture becomes critical in holding on to these writers. But the value of brand management and strong culture goes beyond retaining talent. In a Google SGE world, well, not walking the talk or toxic cultures will now have a direct impact on SEO performance. Just think about it. You pour money into building your target entity associations on those credible sources. You then get hit by a scandal, whether about your finances or treatment of your employees or whatever. Suddenly, the number of negative associations spiral out of control. This will be reducing the probabilities of those positive associations and will directly impact Google's SGE ranking decisions. I know, many marketers, not to mention leaders, will not think about it this way, but think they must. Okay, let's stop here. In the next session, we will discuss the second type of company that ranks within the SERPs and how Google's SGE experience will affect it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.